Today, we're in our fourth installment of our 5-part series on goal setting. Last week, we looked at 2 goal hacks. Today, let's discuss goal setting to the now. This awesome idea comes from Gary Keller and Jay Papasan's great book, The One Thing. Here's how they describe the process. By thinking through the filter of goal setting to the now, you set a future goal and then methodically drill down to what you should be doing right now. In line with their book's title, Keller and Papasan consistently come back to the following powerful and loaded question. What's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? The goal setting to the now process consists of asking yourself 7 questions that will enable you to know exactly what to do right now in order to start working toward your big picture goal. First, we start with our someday goal. What's the one thing that I would love to accomplish someday? Then, based on my someday goal, what's the one thing I could do in the next 5 years? Based on my 5-year goal, what's the one thing I could do this year, this month, this week, today? And finally, what's the one thing I can do right now? As Gary Keller says, connect today to all your tomorrows. It matters. I'd also like to give credit to Winning Futures for teaching me back when I was just 14 years old how to make a 5-year goal and scale it back to the present in a similar fashion. Something to keep in mind, every time I've personally done this kind of exercise, 2 things have consistently occurred. 1, it provided me with enough clarity and motivation to get to work, and 2, the feedback I would get as I made progress toward my goal provided me with valuable data that would often result in me tweaking or changing my 5-year goal entirely. And that's okay. There are certain constraints of reality that we may not have initially realized, so we just have to adjust accordingly. As Byron Katie says, when you argue with reality, you lose, but only 100% of the time. And as Tal Ben-Shahar explains in The Pursuit of Perfect, our ideals are more like guiding stars than distant shores. So while we definitely want to pursue our goals and have the grit to persevere when things get inevitably tough, we also want to have the courage to be willing to change course, taking the valuable lessons we've learned along the way. Be sure to check back in next week for our 5th and final installment of this 5-part series when we'll discuss 3 things to avoid.